Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to another edition of the Golf Paradigm in our video series. We've done a lot of things on chipping and pitching, and today's video will even relate to full swing, and that is lie recognition. Now, it's not very difficult to do so when you're sitting in the middle of the fairway and the ball's sitting up on top of the grass, but should you hit the ball in the rough, be it in the fairway and or around the greens, identifying the lie will be one of the first things that you should do before you determine what type of shot you're going to hit, meaning do you need to play the ball further forward in your stance, back in your stance, middle, face angles, angle of descent, weight distribution, angle attack. All those things are predetermined based off the lie that you're given, and there's nothing you can do about it. So what we have here today, if you kind of swing the camera down, I want to illustrate, we've got three different lies, okay? This first one here, obviously the ball is sitting well down. The second one would be what we would consider your standard lie, where probably a third of the ball is down below the top level of the grass. And the last ball we have here is where the ball is sitting well up on top of the grass. All of these, usually, if you're in an area where you have a lot thicker rough, is going to necessitate a little different approach. Since we don't have a lot of rough here at this golf course, it won't be as much, but the fundamentals and principles we're going to go over and that we have gone over in prior videos will apply, so be sure to check out our videos on chipping and pitching. Now, as a general rule of thumb, and to keep these things very simple, if the ball is sitting down, and the further it's sitting down, the more this would apply, is if the ball's sitting down, you don't try to hit the ball up in the air. Okay, it works opposite to the lie that you've been given. Conversely, if the ball is sitting up on top of the grass, you don't want to try to hit a low shot. Again, it goes against the lie that you're given. So if the ball is sitting down and you don't have a lot of green to work with, like we have in this situation, you might want to try one of your more lofted clubs, playing it slightly back and leaning just ever so slightly to your lead leg, which will get you a little more of a descending blow so that you can have more face ball contact. And that's really always what you're going to be looking for. The more face ball contact you can have, the more friction you can have, the more spin you can have, and that all equals more control. The more organic matter, meaning grass, dirt, water, that gets in between your club face and the ball, the less control you have. So what you want to do in each of these instances is get as much face ball contact as you can. So for example, again, if the ball was sitting back, you might play it back ever so slightly. You might lean on it a little bit to your left and you have a forward shaft angle. And now because you're leaning on it and de-lofting the club, you're going to have to open up the club face ever so slightly to get some of that loft back, okay? And then but overall what you're going to do, the ball is going to come out lower simply because the ball is sitting down in the grass some more. And that would look something like this. Leaning, shaft ahead, ball slightly back, face slightly open, a little more descending blow, and the ball comes out and it's going to roll a little bit more, okay? If you have your standard lie position, you could play the ball where the middle of the ball is at the middle of your stance. You could back it up a half a ball width. You can move it forward half a ball. You can do about anything you want to on your standard position. That gives you the most options, okay? So we won't even get into that one. If the ball is sitting well on top of the grass, there's a couple things that you can do. One, because the ball is closer to you or up in the air, the first thing I would recommend doing is gripping down on your club, at least halfway down the grip, if not all the way down to the metal, okay? That's going to come from a little bit of experience and trial and error in your practice sessions, and you identifying how much grass you think is there, because if you don't, it's going to be very easy for the club to go well under the ball, and you might even whiff it. So the first thing to do, grip down in your club. Second thing to do is you can play it a little bit further forward than you would, somewhat similar to like you're going to hit a driver, because again, the ball is up in the air and you're not going to try to hit these low very often, okay? So you want to hit a little higher, so you're going to play a little further forward. After that, everything else pretty much stays the same. It's the same motion for all your chip shots. So this would be something like that. So you notice it goes a little higher, has a little more grab, because you have less organic matter, i.e. grass, dirt, and water catching or getting in between your club face and the ball. So remember, to become a very good chipper, the very first thing you need to do is identify the lie, because that will dictate how you're going to play that shot. Hope that helps you. Hey everybody, Pete here from the Golf Paradigm. Thanks for watching the video. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you want to watch more videos or subscribe, you can do it right here.